today's session on point of world politics. Okay, just I would like to share this video and then try at my level best to discuss in this media that the world politics in the world. How can I actually discuss in this media? So the world politics, let us discuss on point of this topic, that the burning issue in the war. First of all, I would like to unfold my voice on point of prelude, or the introduction, or it can be termed as to the purpose. World politics refers to the interaction among the states, international organizations, United States actors, and global forces that shape power, security, economy, law, and ideology across the world. It explains how nations pursue their interests to manage conflicts, cooperate on global issues, and exercise power in an international system that lacks a central authority. World politics is dynamic in nature and is strongly influenced by history, economics, culture, geography, and international law. So now the question in terms of the geopolitics, later on I would like to discuss on point of this. So today's session on point of the world politics in the world. So this is the preface of my discussion. Now is the origin and historical evolution. What is the origin and historical approach in this regard? In ancient and medieval times, world politics was dominated by large empires such as the Roman, Persian, and Chinese empire, which expanded their power through military conquest. The modern international political but exactly this is stated as to the system begin with the Treaty of Westphalia in 1648, which introduced the concept of sovereign and independent states. This is well known to you, there's the Treaty of Westphalia. Just imagine that, not to actually comprehend all the thematic approach which will be pronounced by the mouth of mind to you. Just imagine that, how the origin and historical approach will be provided in the world. So this is the very much significant discussion made. Okay. A very much significant issue may be arised in the leading life of the world politics. More international political, but exactly this is. Only one viewer is watching this video. Who is the viewer? Please comment here. With the Treaty of Westphalia, so if you want to know in terms of that very treaty, you have to go through the 1648. which introduced the concept of sovereign and independent states. During the colonial period, European powers controlled much of Asia, Africa, and Latin America. So reshaping global politics through imperial domination. After the Second World War, but politics became bipolar, dominated by the ideological rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union, President said that the pioneer, the name is known to you, that the Russia, Putin. So the bipolar system dominated by the ideological rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union during the Cold War 1945 maybe and 1991 maybe. With the collapse of USSR, that's the abbreviation and that is well known to you. The war experienced a brief unipolar phase under US dominance. At present, world politics is shifting toward a multipolar order. So no media to fear the India, and we have no anxiety towards the India or China, or even maybe Russia. They're the boss. So with the rise of China, Russia, India, and regional blocks, well, so this is the origin and historical approach in terms of the world politics. Now is the major actors in the world politics. Who are the major actors in the world politics? And one viewer is watching this video. Well, so no media to fear the India, and we have no anxiety. Well, we have here now the points, that the headlines in terms of major actors in the world politics. The primary actors, please imagine that how imagination is more important than knowledge. So you have to imagine that, not to memorize that. The major actors in the world politics, this is the headlines. On point of these headlines, I would like to approach at this moment. The primary actors in world politics are nation states with further sovereignty and political authority in a national organization such as the United Nations, World Trade Organization, IMF, World Bank, and NATO. They are important. There's the significant roles in peacekeeping, trade regulation, and economic stability. Regional organizations like the EU, there's the European Union, ASEAN, Association of Southeast Asian Nations, and AU, African Union, and SAARC, that promote regional cooperation, non-state actors. The major actors in the world politics, who are the major and which are treated as the major actors in the world politics? That's a legal person. So the promote regional cooperation, non-state actors, including multinational corporation, NGOs, terrorist organization, and media networks. So that coming to Bangladesh from the side of any leader, by the name of leader, is not depend on the own decision of him, like Mr. Tariq Rahman. So like the European Union and every, there's the multinational corporation, NGOs, terrorist organization. Yes, there is no scope to supersede the media in terms of the terrorist organization. This is well known to you. And media networks increasingly influence international decision making. Individual leaders and diplomats also shape global outcomes. This is the major actors in the world politics. And world politics operates under different power structure. A unipolar system exists when one state dominates global affairs, as seen after 1991 under US leadership. A bipolar system exists when two superpowers dominate, as during the Cold War. A multipolar system exists when several powerful states share influence, which is the current global trend. So this is the trending position like this India. So we can't ignore the power and taking the power and ability of India, as we're Bangladeshi. And Bangladesh is the leader country, and we're not the developed country in the world. So be careful. So key ideologies, what exactly the key ideologies on point of the world politics? Number one is the realism. So what is actually emphasis on point of this? That should be kept in your CPU. So realism emphasizes power, national interest, and military strength. Keep in mind. Just you have to earn a lot of knowledge on point of this. This is treated realism. So what American realism, this is Bangladesh, and we are the citizens of Bangladesh. So we have to keep and we have to earn a lot of knowledge in this regard. That's the realism. Realism emphasizes power, national interest, and military strength. So we don't forget this truth, that the military strength is significant role in our country. Military strength plays a vital role in our country. No doubt in this respect. And that is not treated as in Bangladesh, like India, Pakistan, Russia, China, USA, Canada. In every state, that the military strength plays a vital role. And number two, liberalism focuses on cooperation, democracy, human rights, and international institutions. So what is by liberalism? This is the fucking ideology in the world. No one is liberal, but by the saying, this is the course of, like this, the slip of the tongue, slip of the pen. This word or this concept is coined from the mouth of mine and every person in the world. Like this, I'm liberal. No, there is no scope to be liberal approach. Focuses on cooperation, democracy, human rights. But human rights is not found everywhere. Yes, this is found in the, Duludia. Okay, at that time this is okay. And this is what the corner of Farm Gate. Or the zigzag, that's a narrow place, and the shopping movement and the damn sweller. Dwellers, there is a human rights. Yes, you're right. But I strongly oppose that the human rights. This is the fucking approach in the whole world. Now is the number three, Marxism, views world politics as a system of economic exploitation between developed and developing states. Well, this is totally important. But there is a single coin, like a coin, but the opposite, one side is Marxism and another side, this is the capitalism and socialism. This is same. But unfortunately, as we are ignorant people in the world, we think that those are the different in nature. No, neither. Now, number two, nationalism stresses sovereignty and the national identity. Yes, it is okay. Like Bangladesh, they stress sovereignty and national identity. But we can't supersede the aspect at all. We have to show our identity and show standard of identity and dignity of another country. If you think that the sovereignty and the national identity is in your hands, but superseding this aspect like India, no, this is the fucking approach. Number five, religious politics, including Islamism. 6, governance guided by religious principles like Hindus, Buddha, Christian. That's the Hinduism. And this the Islamism, Buddhism. So these are the religious politics. Like in our country, that's the Jamaat Shibir. Now the point, headlines, that's no one is watching this video, no media, this late night, and several times I have focused on this media. So only one viewer is watching this video. So the contemporary issues in world politics, modern world politics faces challenges such as great power rivalry, especially between the USA and China in terms of trade war, ongoing wars like the Ukraine conflict and Middle East crisis, global terrorism, climate change, economic globalization, sanctions, like the sanction to the military power of our country, and cyber warfare, and the conflict between human rights and state sovereignty. So those are the ethical approach exactly, but practically those are not found in the CPU of a human being. This is shame for the whole nation, and this is shame for the whole nation, whole people in the world politics. Now the point, international law and world politics with case laws. Several case laws in this regard. How can this is dominated by the USA, Matobbar, and the China, India, Pakistan, Russia, Canada, Australia. Well, international law seeks to regulate its behavior through the treaties, customs, and judicial decisions. But enforcement often depends on political power. So politically, which country, that's the country which is more stronger, than proportional to one country to another. That time, depends on political power. Political power is the significant in this matter. So in taking this glaring example like Nicaragua versus United States, 1986, this is the case law, and International Court of Justice, ICJ. So what is the fact of that very case? And what is the outcome of that very case in the arena of world politics? The fact of the case, the USA supported counter-rebels against Nicaragua. This is the fact in simple way. But the issue may arise whether US action violated the state sovereignty and non-intervention. This is the question which will be arised in the issue, by the name of issue exactly. But unfortunately, the decision of the court from the side of ICJ, that the International Court of Justice, decision the USA, that the United States of America was held responsible for violating international law. How? This is the question. In this regard, the legal aspect, that's the reasoning system may come forward to us like this, the supporting armed rebels constitute unlawful intervention and use of force. So use of force is being practiced by the USA in the whole world. They can easily dominate the whole country. They prescribe that you have to eat by costing you money from the pocket, and you have to sing a song by the name of mine from the side of Proloy Pal. So this is the coined and brought from the language which will be very much significant from the Proloy Pal. And not only that, the number 2 Corfu Channel case, you have all know in this regard, who are the students and professor of international law. They can easily find out this the Corfu Channel case, UK versus Albania. In 1949, maybe, this is the ICJ. This is another judgment in the whole world, in the history of politics in the world. Now, what are the facts and which is the fact of the case? British ships were damasked by mines in Albania and Vedas. A British ship were damasked. Maybe this is the first condition, and that can be termed the passive sense, were damasked by mines in Albania and Vedas. Issue may arise in that case whether Albania failed in its international obligation. This is the issue. Now, the decision has come into force from the side of the ICJ, International Court of Justice, is that Albania was held responsible in that very case in 1949. It's well known to Mr. Nawab Ali is the pioneer and the genius international affairs mentors in this arena, in this field. So, that the Corfu Channel case, UK versus Albania, 1949, ICJ prescribed in this matter. So, reasoning in this respect that the legal aspect is that must not allow their territory to be used to harm others. This is the world politics and the case laws. Well, so no one is watching this video. First, number 5, religious politics. Okay, no matter. Number 3, North Sea continental shelf cases. You all know those were the students of law in 1969. That's the zigzag. So ICJ Praska, what is the fact actually of a dispute over continental shelf boundaries? What the continental shelf boundaries for the land or the boundary? So issue may arise whether equidistance, that's the principle was compulsory, whether this is equidistance principle was compulsory or not. This is the question. Now the decision, equitable principles were preferred. Here is the equitable principle which will be applied in that very case. And the reasoning system in a national law requires fairness, not rigid formulas. This is fairness that is not rigid or the binding codes from the side of the code. Now, number 4, arrest warrant cases like DDRC and Belgium versus 2020. This is the 2002 ICJ. Fact of this case, Belgium issued an arrest warrant against a foreign minister. Whether surviving officials enjoy immunity or not, this is the question. And the decision, the warrant was illegal. Immunity ensures smooth international relation and respect for sovereignty. Now, number 5, Kosovo Advisory Opinion 2010. The fact Kosovo declared independence from Serbia. Whether that declaration violated international law or not. It didn't violate international law. Why? The international law doesn't prohibit declaration of independence. There is no prohibition in this respect of the hidden concept or the strong, what can say, like the concealment of that very declaration. And role of media and technology. Now is the case, and now is the approach in terms of role of media and technology. Media and technology influence world politics through cyber warfare, digital diplomacy, propaganda, surveillance, and social media mobilization. Information has become a strategic weapon in global politics. So it has the impact. And developing world and global south, developing countries face problems such as debt depending on equal trade relation and limited representation in global institutions. Many resist dominations through regional cooperation and South-South alliances. It is a matter. And merits of world politics. What are the merits? This is the question. How will we be benefited in tracking this the world politics? World politics promotes international cooperation, global threat, diplomatic conflicts, resolution and collective action against global problems such as climate change and terrorism. But unfortunately, China emits a lot of, not exactly that the carbon dioxide, like there's the carbon emission country. We made that country in the world. They're the pioneer in USA as well. Russia. So from the mouth of them, this is the ethical approach. It's the ethical approach, not to actually eliminate, that's the diminish that the climate change in the world or emit, not to actually stop the emission of carbon. So how can you stop that situation? And how can you stop and how can control that the climate change in the world? This is the question. This is the question. Now, demerits of the world politics. What are the demerits exactly? This the disadvantages. World politics often leads to war. So this is the cause. And power, imbalance, exploitation of worker status, and selective application of international law by the powerful nations. So this is the demerits. So those are the demerits of world politics. And measures for improvement, how to actually improve, like, you have all studied the works of William Shakespeare, The Merchant of Venice, A Midsummer Night's Dream, Othello, Macbeth, Hamlet. So those are the what exact negative approach may be played in those works of William Shakespeare. But unfortunately, there's the ending. When you find that's the ending movement, that time the lighting systems will be made at lighted. So lighted society should be enlightening society in his writing. Like this. The measures for improvement, I'm the positive person, and that's why how to actually precautions we should be practiced in the world politics. Strengthening international institutions like, that's the UNO, United Nations Organization, EU, African Union, not only that the SARCs, regional and international. Those organization institutions should be decorated and they are shaped with the helping hand of ethics, morality and religious perspective until or unless this is. So this is the strengthening international institution, respecting international law, promoting peaceful diplomacy, reducing economic inequality, and ensuring fair global representation can improve world politics. So this is the matter of happiness and what are the measures that should be focused by me. And it depends on you how to actually control and how to reshape those measures. Now, the last but not least, the conclusion. But politics is private power is interest and survival than the morality alone. Although international law and institutions aim to promote justice and peace, political power often determines outcomes. Understanding what politics is essential or crucial or significant to understanding global conflict, cooperation, justice, and injustice in the modern world. Today's number. Bye-bye.